I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Week 0, Huskers fans. As we speak, Nebraska football is preparing to board their flight to Ireland, and we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. Over the weekend, Scott Frost met with the media one last time before leaving for Dublin and discussed the importance of this week's game against Northwestern.
Yeah, I would say, I've talked to the team about that, and this game matters as much as the Week 0 game last year. I would, looking back on it, say we were a little too tight going into that game because everybody knew how much it mattered. We're going to go out there and let it rip, and I'm going to have more conversations with them about it. They've earned the right to be confident. I'm sure Northwestern is too. I think they're going to be a really good team this year, but I don't want the guys to worry about anything. We're just going to go out and play the best football we can and try to make great plays.
Elsewhere in Huskers news, Nebraska basketball announced some unfortunate news today that guard Corin McPherson will miss the upcoming season with a torn ACL he suffered during training this offseason. We wish Corin a speedy recovery. Nebraska women's soccer rallied to beat Oklahoma 2-1 to earn their first victory of the season last night. After trailing 1-0 at half, Eleanor Dale tallied her first goal of the season, followed by Sadie Waite with the eventual game winner in the 63rd minute. Sammy Hawk, who part-times here as an intern at the Huskers Radio Network, but is all the time the netminder for the Huskers women's soccer, she played the full 90 minutes and made 2 saves, earning her first victory on the year. In pro sports today, lots of storylines coming on the heels of Week 2 of the NFL preseason. After being traded from the Browns to the Panthers this July, Baker Mayfield was named the Week 1 starter by head coach Matt Rule today, beating out Sam Darnold, among others. His first official game as a Panther, as the Panthers starter, I should say, will be taking on his former team, the Cleveland Browns, in Week 1 of the NFL season. So keep that one circled on your calendar. Baker definitely is. Tom Brady has returned to the Buccaneers and suited up for practice after taking a leave of absence for personal reasons, putting to rest speculation he left to appear on The Masked Singer. That was a credible rumor, well, a thought of credible rumor for a little bit last week. And any other speculation on the status of this upcoming season for Tom Brady. And finally, New York Giants defensive end and top draft pick Kayvon Thibodeau dodged serious injury after taking a cut block to the lower leg in a preseason game last night against the Bengals. Sources report a sprained MCL is only expected to keep him on the sideline for 3 to 4 weeks. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught. Touchdown. Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch. Yes.
Nice jitterbug move, and it bouncing the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharp and Jessica Cootie, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And here we are. It has finally arrived, a game week for Husker football. My goodness, what a long off season.
Go! It has been. It really has been. I mean, Jeremiah and I were talking about that. It just seems like so long ago since they played a football game. And as much as it went by fast, it also, I feel like these last couple weeks kind of slowed down a little bit. And so I'm ready. I'm so excited.
I know the team is ready.
Yes,
because
very
they're
ready.
Tired of hitting each other and all of that. But when you don't go to a bowl game, it just adds an entire month to your offseason. Let's hope that streak ends here in a few months.
Absolutely. And even because at the end of their season, there's a lot of teams that even play maybe that first week of December or that that last week of November.
Right.
And then you add that week or 2 weeks onto it on top of that, and then the conference championship game. Yeah, it makes for a long offseason. I also think they're tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, they're tired of talking about what needs to be fixed. How do they be better? I mean, they're just ready to go out and play and get this thing rolling.
It's been 2 years since this Ireland game has been talked about. It obviously got canceled because of COVID a couple years ago. It was supposed to be Illinois. Northwestern slides in there. So a lot of people have thought and put a lot of effort into getting this thing planned. And tonight the team will depart for Dublin and start their trek towards Saturday's game tomorrow with not a practice, but kind of just a glorified walkthrough is what they're going to do when they arrive in Dublin tomorrow. We'll hear more from the coach about that coming up here in a little bit. Because of travel day today, they held the big press conference. It's normally on Mondays yesterday, so we're going to play back some of that from Scott Frost, who I thought was really good yesterday. He had the glasses look going for him, which he's starting to wear those a lot more.
Yeah, it seemed like he was in a great mood, and it was funny because when his presser was done, Caleb Tanner was behind the media talking, and Coach walked behind him and was hyping him up, you know, like flexing behind him. Again, you just can tell how much he really likes this team, and he's excited to get out on the field with this team. But yeah, thought it was a great press conference. I had to go back and listen to it because I started doing interviews myself, and just the Caleb Tanner, Garrett Nelson sitting down with them. I mean, and same thing, just they like this team and they like being out on the team with each other, or on the field with each other. And it's been a long time coming, and they are just ready to go hit somebody else.
Glad you mentioned Caleb Tanner, because that segues into this perfectly, because on Friday's show, we were guessing who might be the captains, and there were a couple of people that guessed Caleb.
Yeah.
Saturday night, we found out that he is one of the 4 captains.
So cool. And, I think for me, my hesitation was that Garrett Nelson was a lock, and I didn't know if they'd put 2 of the same position,
right,
guys in the same position as a captain. But I think that just speaks to the overall, there's 4 captains, there's a big group of leaders. There's a big leadership group. There's the Unity Council. There's a lot of guys that have stepped up and emerged as leaders for this team. And so while they're the 4 that are wearing the C, they won't be the only voices of this team. But I'm not surprised that it's 3 defense. We thought that could probably be a possibility, and I think a lot of people projected that as well. I think I was more surprised by Nick Henrich than I was Caleb Tanner, because Caleb Tanner is a name that I've heard over and over again from younger guys, from guys across in the secondary, that he's been a vocal guy, he's been a rah-rah guy, but then just his work ethic when he's in the weight room, how he attacks it, just he's a name that I've heard a lot. And so I really wasn't necessarily surprised, other than it's the same position group as Garrett Nelson. But Nick Henrich was the one that surprised me a little bit. But I say that, but not really surprised. Kind of surprised, given if there's 4, you would thought maybe there'd be another offense. But, he's a great leader as well. And in that quarterback of that defense, he's had to emerge into that. And so maybe being that Luke Reimer missed some of the spring, but I know he's another guy that was really, really well liked in that locker room.
I think Nick was pretty emotional when he found out that he was the captain. I think it really hit him hard, because I don't know that he really expected it. But growing up in this state, it means so much to come put the N on when you grow up here. And for him, what a validation that his teammates look at him like that.
Well, yeah, and Garrett Nelson said that they're best friends, they've lived together, and when Coach Frost announced them as captains, they hugged and they shed some tears. It meant a lot to both of them. They were both emotional together, that's something that they get to do together. And then you just think about all they've been through together, right, and the battles they've been through on the field. And then it means a little bit more to them. It means a little bit different, something different to those 2 guys. So yeah, those 2 guys definitely got emotional, and it's going to mean a lot. It's funny, though, now that you have 3 guys on defense, they're pushing for the black shirts on that coin flip to be out on the field first if they get the option.
Garrett probably, when the announcement was happening, probably goes, I'm going to hear my name. I think everybody knew we were going to hear Garrett. Nick probably didn't. And then, boy, to a person that came up there yesterday, Jessica, they raved about Caleb Tanner and how much he has grown and matured in his college days, and that he was pretty immature when he got here as a young freshman, and how he now has got this mantle of putting a C on his jersey.
Yeah, and you're going to hear from him here coming up in a little bit, and he talks about that, about when he realized he needed to do that for this team. I mean, he wants to win, and I think for a while it was just, hey, go make a play, but then he realized there was a need for people to emerge and be leaders with the massive group of leadership that left a year ago, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So, I think it was just kind of, something clicked for him, like, I got to step up here in other ways than just going to make plays on a football field. I got to do things off the field as well. And so I think it means a lot to him too. It really does. And, to hear your name called and even Garrett expecting it still meant a lot to him.
Sure.
Just the actual announcement of hearing that, it meant a lot to him. All four of these guys, it meant a lot. And Travis Vokolek was no surprise either. That was a guy that you really expected to hear the name called. Even still, really special moment for him too.
The only guy on the offense to wear the C. He'll feel that responsibility, I think, but he will handle it famously. That was announced to the public at the Boneyard Bash. You were there Saturday night. Really good turnout. Good for the
Great
student
turnout.
body to show up, right?
I know they already sold out tickets. Now they show up and show out. And I walked up and they had kind of already filed in. And I said, wow, what a crowd. That was an incredible crowd. Coach Frost was shooting the T-shirt gun into the stands, the Shields T-shirt gun. And they had some giveaways, some students coming down there catching punts, some guys making some plays, and some girls throwing some passes. It was a cool atmosphere. It was cool for them for some of these players to get in front of the students and just kick this thing off.
Back-to-back years without starting the season with a home game. A lot of times you start at home, and last year we were in Illinois. Now we're going to be even further away over in Dublin for this game on Saturday. You mentioned the black shirts. Coach was asked about this yesterday at the press conference, and he said, yeah, our intent was, but he goes, they've been packed away. They're over in Ireland already. And I saw earlier today on social media, they've already got the little locker room area set up over there for the guys. They've sent the equipment over the weekend, and there's an advanced team already there to get things set up. When the team gets there tomorrow, they're going to go, as I mentioned, have a little bit of a run around. They're not going to have a full-blown practice. But the black shirts are there, so they're going to have to do it over there.
I guess right when we land, is that when they're handing them out?
I don't know if they'll do it that day, or will they wait till Wednesday's practice? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
But yeah, I talked to Jay Terry and his crew, and they said, I actually asked him, I was like, well, are you ready? And he said, yeah. And I said, but have you packed? He said, I have not. I'm going to have to do that. So, everything else, it seems like they feel good about everything that they can do leading up to it. They had shipped it off over the weekend. There were some pictures on the Huskers equipment staff Twitter feed. You can see those crates, and Coach Frost said that yesterday. They want to make sure that everything is done to a T so that the players just have to get over there and worry about practicing and going to play a football game. They don't have to worry about anything else. One
thing he said yesterday, and he said it with us the other night on his football radio show, that he felt like they had the team a little too wound. They were too wound tightly last year for Illinois. He wants them to go and be confident and feel like we've put the work in. This is going to pay off. Get over there, enjoy yourself, know what you're there for, but cut it loose when the game kicks off on Saturday.
Heard that from players too. It's a message that's being sent from top to bottom, and they got to go out there and let it loose and not be so tight. Another thing that kind of a consistent messaging is that not that they're not game planning for Northwestern, but it's about what Nebraska does. You can't get too caught up in what Northwestern does. It's about doing what we do,
right,
and going over there and executing that and not getting so caught up in everything else. So, yeah, I think in that leadership, those captains and some of those leaders on the team are echoing those messages, so it's passing down from top to bottom.
I think it's fascinating. The two teams are going different days. I think that's really interesting. And I think Nebraska's got it right. Get there even a day earlier and let your body have 24 more hours to get kind of acclimated.
Yeah, I mean, I did it in the back in the fall, and it's
your first day or two. You're
easier. It's easier coming back than it is going there. It was for me, anyways. And so, you get there and go straight, get things going, and then get to bed. That way, you can get your body adjusted and acclimated a little bit quicker. And because you have to manage the sleep. How many times have we heard that?
Yep.
You can't mess around with that. And so tomorrow, Tuesday, basically, is essentially an off day. You have to have a designated off day. So they practiced and had meetings and media and all that on Sunday, practiced again today. So with the NCAA and the mandated off day, they're going to use that as Tuesday so that you can use that time to get acclimated. You're not having to go over there and go right. Because what good does it probably do after a 6-hour, 7-hour plane ride and a travel day and you got to go through customs and all of that to go do a practice that you can't be necessarily as effective at?
Right. Yeah. All right. Here's what we have on the program tonight. We're going to replay some of the highlights from yesterday's press conference with the head coach. I thought he was really upbeat. I thought he said a really strong message about what he wants his team to do in the coming week. He did an opening statement yesterday. In fact, we're going to play it all because he covered a lot of topics, thanked a lot of people, and I want those folks to hear their name out there because there's been so many people that have put in hours and hours and hours of work to make this trip happen. So we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Jessica teased it earlier. Hour 2, we'll hear from Caleb Tanner, one of the newly crowned captains of this football team, and a lot of big things expected out of him, out of Garrett, out of O'Shawn Mathis at that spot. And boy, every one of those guys keeps mentioning Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnerson as guys that can play as well, so maybe the deepest part of that football team. So we'll hear from Caleb coming up in hour number 2. It is Mondays. It's game week, so Mondays with Matt comes back. We'll hear from the color analyst of the Huskers Radio Network coming up in hour number 2. Just a little bit ago, they dropped the latest edition of The Place. It focuses on Husker volleyball. We'll give you a snippet of that in the second hour of the program, and we'll have our weekend winners all lined up for you tonight as well. Our Sports Nightly Hotline is always brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. We're back with comments from yesterday's press conference with the head coach. That's coming up next.
This is University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Colton Husa with Campus News. 26 Husker students participated in the Rural Fellows Learning Program. It's a 10-week summer internship across 16 Nebraska communities. Students work with local leaders to plan and execute community improvement projects. Past projects include water system improvements in Wahoo, early childhood education access in Ord, and farmers market and music festival management in Imperial.
Served to Kubik, passes it left front. Baydor's off and hands it out. Baydor's is coming alive. Someone lit a fire under alley. It's 15H.
Hey Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we'll get the latest taste of the Sideline Slice with Jeremiah Searles in Hour 1. In Hour 2, we'll have the latest Nebraska volleyball radio show live from 7 to 8 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use and gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker Athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie with you here on a Monday night pre-flight for us, heading across the pond tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be with you from Dublin. At least for an hour, we'll have our volleyball show in hour number 2 tomorrow night with John Bader and John Cook. Time now for a GoCurrency.com Husker football practice report. Press conferences normally on Mondays. This week, because of the big travel day, and should throw in, today school started, which you're not very happy about, that school is now back in session.
I mean, just parking is very limited.
It's hard.
And, I think maybe some students don't understand crosswalks yet, and that you're supposed to walk.
They were just the lighted turn. They're supposed to wait, and
if it's flashing red and stop, you're supposed to stop. And if there's the guy that's white, then you walk.
We might have to send Tim down to this light and be a crosswalk guy for a few days just to get him kind of back in rhythm again. Let the guys.
I know. Between that and people just running across the street because I think they're late for classes, trying to figure out campus, and then the construction over here, and then just everybody coming back. It is kind of chaos around here.
It is chaos. There is so much more energy in town, though. There is. There's just a buzz about this town when students are back. And I know Andrew's glad to have him back down around his apartment. So They tend to chant for him at night, so it's kind of cool for him.
Uh-huh.
All right, so
that's what he likes to tell people.
Yeah,
anyways.
he does. This is our GoCurrency.com Husker football practice report. The head coach met yesterday and delivered a fairly lengthy, but boy, full of a lot of great stuff in his opening statement. So we're not going to try to chop it all up. We're just going to listen back with you as well.
We're excited right now. We've been in the middle of fall camp for a long time, and it can seem at the middle end of fall camp like you're just practicing and stuck in a rut of practicing. I think our players are really excited that we kind of turned our attention now, and it's officially game week. This trip has been a long time coming, a couple years and a lot more time than that on preparation for this. We've been talking to our players a lot about handling this the right way and making sure it's a business trip, but if we have enough work done and feel confident enough with what we're doing going over there, I think the more confident we are about that, the more we can just enjoy another country, the culture over there, and still focus on the things that we need to get done while we're over there. I want to point a few people out. Andrew and Austin with our ops group have been, I can't tell you how much work they've had to do between airplanes and passports and hotels and cultural things. That's been a lot of work put in, and we appreciate them. Jay Terry has a mountain of things to do too to make sure that everybody has what they need over there and we don't forget anything. Mark Meyer and his staff have been unbelievable, and Matt Herron and the video staff have to make sure everything's over there and functioning well. So there's a lot that's gone into this, and our goal is to make sure the players can focus on just football and having a good time over there. I think this is going to be an unbelievable experience. I would say the majority of our team has never been overseas, and I don't know how many will again, hopefully a lot of them, but what a great country to go visit and see, and hope we get a lot out of this, the game obviously being the priority. Want to touch on the O-line things I said earlier this week. I was trying to portray how hard the O-line had been working and how proud of them I am. Might have exaggerated puking a little bit, but the important thing is I want to make sure everybody understands our training staff and weight staff do an unbelievable job of keeping me abreast of everything going on at practice. We have monitors, heart monitors. We know their complete output. We cut back practice if we think it's getting too hard or guys have spent too much. I talked about our practices this camp have been 3 on and 1 off, which is all an attempt to try to keep them healthy and fresh. So I know a lot got made out of that. I can assure you between Mark and the weight staff and I, we're doing absolutely everything to keep these guys healthy, and that's our number one priority. Excited to announce captains. We announced it at Boneyard Bash last night. We had the vote about a week and a half ago, and there was a lot of guys that got votes, which is a good thing. I think that means we have a lot of leaders on the football team. But the 4 top vote getters were Garrett and Travis and Caleb and Nick. Really proud of that group, where they've come from, what they've become, and the leadership they're giving us. All 4 guys have graduated from the university already, including Nick, graduated in 3 years. I'd say 2.5 of them are homegrown Nebraska kids, obviously Garrett and Nick, but Travis's family is from Lincoln too, and then Caleb from Georgia. They're going to do a great job representing us, and the leadership that they've shown in camp, along with about a dozen other guys, has been the best we've had. So we got big things ahead of us. I think our guys are really excited, and we'll be getting on a plane in about 24 hours.
Well, I'm really glad that he was able to mention some people's names, and that's why I kind of thought it was important for us to do that as well. There's a lot of unsung heroes who have worked many, many hours to make this happen. This is a big undertaking, and it may never happen again. I mean, it's really hard. So I don't know how I'm not. If somebody else called in Nebraska and said we want you to do this, I think there'd be some hesitation because it's a huge, huge chore.
At least for a few years.
Yeah, take a little time here.
Let's get a break. 'Cause, I mean, it's been a long time in the works. And just again, you don't want to lose a home game, so you're limited on the options that you can do. And but yeah, cool experience, but it is definitely a big undertaking.
All right, we talked about it in the opening segment about what the adjustment, the time change. What will the next 24, 36 hours be like for this program? Here's the coach outlining that.
We've had more conversations than I can remember about this and the right way to do it. And I don't think if you've traveled to Europe, I don't think there's a perfect way to do it. You're not going to feel perfect when you get over there. Some of the conversations with NFL teams that have gone over and played in London have been important. Our NAPL lab here and the expertise there has been really valuable for us too, so I want to give them a shout out. You know, flying overnight, I think the priority is making sure guys try to get to sleep on the plane. So we're gonna black it out about an hour after takeoff and try to get as much as we can, and then land and see how long everything takes. But we're taking them through customs and going straight to the stadium to get a little workout and try to knock some rust off. Then headed to the hotel, give them a little downtime. Then we have dinner and a little cultural thing, and we're gonna try to get them back to sleep. And the goal is to try to make sure when they wake up on Wednesday, they've had a really good night's sleep on Tuesday night, and they're ready to kind of pick up where we left off here.
So there's a little look at what's going to be like for this team the next 24 hours or so. And again, we'll have a full update for you tomorrow night on how the day goes here on Sports Nightly. All right, when you do this, and the whole goal has been to try to make this as normal a week as possible with the 8-hour flights and the change of the body clock and all that type of thing. So how do you do that? Here's the coach.
No, we've talked to a lot of people. I don't know if I can point to one thing, but we need to be able to, in general, lock in when we need to lock in. I think it's a mistake to go over there and have the guys on football 24/7. That's when you do get tight. So we're going to try to enjoy the people, the country, and when it's time to focus on what we need to focus on, I want the guys to be sharp and focused. I've met a lot of Irish people in my life, and they're awesome to be around. I haven't met all of them, obviously, there's a lot. But the ones I've met have been funny and friendly, and I said on the radio that I think the people of Nebraska and from what I know, the people of Ireland, I think it's going to be a fun mix, and I'm excited for the fans going over there as well.
It's funny that he said that because when we went over there and we were chatting with some people and we were telling them about Nebraska Nice, and they said we kind of pride ourselves on that too over here. There's some similarities in the friendliness of people. When the two Johnnies came, they went to practice. Of course, Coach Frost came and talked to them, and they were like, you love the team and being around, and it is. And then when they sat down, they said there are definitely some similarities after they got to come here and experience it themselves, between how the people are just so friendly here, and then they're absolutely friendly over there, and they are so excited that Nebraska and Northwestern are coming over there to play this football game.
And we're about to experience all that ourselves. There's also some benefits about this. We've talked about how this is a week 0 game. There's only 5 or 6 major college games that day. This is the biggest game of the day in college football, and a lot of people around the country are just like us. They're ready. They're ready to see some actual games. So it's on Big Fox, so you get national exposure for this. 11:30 Central Time kickoff, 12:30 in the East Coast, so should get huge viewership numbers. Here's the coach when he was asked about, is this a positive, how much exposure you're going to get from this game?
Yeah, we're starting the season off, so I'm sure if I wasn't coaching, I would be dying to watch college football, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of eyes on it. So we're excited that we can represent the conference. I'm really proud of the conference right now and some of the moves we've made, and compliment the leadership and some of the things we've done to get ahead and stay ahead, and hopefully for a long time. And glad we can represent that league in a game I think there could be a lot of eyes on.
Well, if you go out and play well, you'll be the buzz for the next 5-6 days.
Oh, absolutely. And even just you think about to last year, Nebraska started to catch some eyes by how they were playing teams and right there in games, and then the way that they beat Northwestern, boy, everybody was hyped up and paid a lot of attention to that and how bad they beat them. And so there's a lot of intrigue to see the changes to the coaching staff, the new players that have been brought in, a new quarterback for the first time in 4 years across the country. There's a lot of it, on top of it just being week 0 and the only game, the biggest game that's being played, and on big noon, Fox kickoff, all of that kind of stuff. But then you throw in that there's people are really, really interested to see what Nebraska looks like. So yeah, it is going to be a massive audience tuned in. I can't wait to see the ratings for this.
I know. I'm not sure we've talked enough about it. Honestly, I think
Yeah.
particularly if we play well, I think the benefits are going to be huge
Absolutely.
for the program and the
Yep.
team. So cool deal. Back-to-back years. Last year didn't go well, so I'm hoping the Huskers can reverse fortune. All right, one quick snippet from him. We're going to get into this a lot more as we move through the week. But what about the Cats? This is a Northwestern team that only won 3 games a year ago. Nebraska just tomahawked them here in Lincoln in that game. How about the Wildcats this year? What's the coach expect?
Yeah, they're a lot better team than that score indicated. I don't know if we were as good as that score indicated. It was just one of those days, and I've been on either side of that. I think they're going to be hungry against us, but I know how hungry our team is. There's been some things written about our team that I think have provided us a little extra motivation and could help us. So it's going to be 2 teams that are hungry over there. We can't go into the game with the exact same game plan and expect it to work the same. I'm sure they've been working on those things, and I'm expecting a really good game.
So just a quick little snippet on Northwestern. They've got a lot of unknowns as well. So there are a lot of things in week 1.
And you want to know what else is? When I sat down to talk to Jeremiah for this week's Sideline Slice, he brought that up. I asked him, I said, will these players that were on the team a year ago remember that feeling of coming in here to Lincoln? He said, absolutely. He said, I remember the embarrassing losses more than I remember any of the wins. And he also said, particularly the offensive line for Northwestern did not play well at all. So he's like, that group, especially up front, will come in with that in their mind of wanting to right that wrong.
Their best player, and it's not close, is their left tackle. He's really, really good. He'll be a first-round draft pick. All right, there's a quick Reader's Digest version of what the coach had to say yesterday at his press conference. Our practice report presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Well, all you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. All right, back with more of the program coming up next.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
They give it off to Yant. Dives! He's in! Touchdown, Nebraska! Yes!
Hey Huskers fans, this Monday, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 from Buskers Bar in Dublin, Ireland, as we'll break down another Nebraska football practice report with Nebraska coordinators Mark Whipple and Eric Chenander. Hear from guests from the Nebraska Alumni Association and take a tour around the Big Ten with the Big Ten Blitz. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hey Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie with you. It's a Monday night. It's our pre-Ireland show. We'll be in Dublin tomorrow night for an hour and then hand it off to JB and John Cook, their second volleyball show. The red-white scrimmage sounded like it was a smashing success. So was the fan day. I heard they had well over 1,000 people come get autographs Saturday. I saw some video, Jessica. The line out the Devaney Center was like down the block to get people in there.
Yeah. I mean, it was, they showed up and showed out. And what's crazy to think about, too, is that even the red and white scrimmage was going on at the same time as the Boneyard Bash. So the fact that there were such great crowds at both events, just, I mean, praise to the Husker Nation again.
I don't know that volleyball quite sold out. It was close, really close. It was just under 8,000, I think, for that. And by all accounts, this is a loaded team. No Allie Batenhorst. She's got a muscle pull that doesn't sound like it's too severe, so she did not. So Jalen Reyes jumped in there and played for one of the teams. How about Coach Reyes?
How'd he look?
I heard he looked pretty good.
Yeah?
He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. And it was the debut for Kennedy Orr. I mean, it's now, as everybody says, it's the keys to the car go to Kennedy now. If you're the setter, it's like the quarterback on a football team. And by all accounts, she handled herself really, really well.
Yeah, and, again, I just think it's so cool, Nicklins, how she's stepping back, because we've heard across the country when some players decide to come back, it can be a little bit of a challenge. And managing the roles and the age differences, but it seems like, she is just adored by these younger players. She's been just such a role model and mentor, and probably going to take on more of a coaching responsibility. But for her to step back and say, you know what, it's Kennedy Orr's time, it's Ani Evans' time. Let me do whatever I can do. I want to stick around and help and complete some things on my college experience. But as far as being the setter, I'm going to hand off the reins. And she's been there and she's done that. And so that's what's also a lot of times if a senior graduates, it started for 4 years, that's it. You're done. You don't have that mentorship from a senior to help the freshman or sophomore. So the fact that she's still around and can help Kennedy, it's a lot of pressure for a setter at Nebraska, right? So for Nicklin to still be around and be able to help her is going to just, I think, be massive for Kennedy.
So they're 4 days from their opener. They'll play Texas A&M Corpus Christi at 11 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the Devaney Center. That's provided the match before theirs goes normal time, so that could fluctuate a little bit. And then they'll play at 6:30 that night. So 2 matches Friday, 1 match Saturday night at the Devaney Center to get their season underway, and it should be a lot of fun. The number 1 team in the country. And kudos to John Walker's soccer team. Beat Oklahoma yesterday 2-1.
Came back, right?
Came back.
And so to be down 1-0.
Yep, good. Well
yes,
done.
Thank
On the
you.
pitch.
On the pitch. Mm-hmm. And to come back and get their first win. Congrats.
See, Andrew's having a positive influence on you. He is.
Hey, Tim's the one that can't get down the terminology.
Yeah, I know. He'll go 1-0. I go, well, nil. Oklahoma, I don't know if I've ever seen this. Andrew maybe has. He's certainly probably been to and seen a lot more soccer matches than I have. Oklahoma did not have 1 corner kick. That's really rare to not have 1 corner kick in a match. Nebraska statistically totally dominated the match. But they did that with San Diego State, too. In soccer, sometimes, even if you control it, if you don't find the net, you can still lose.
So you were watching. I was not. I was getting set up for the presser. But you said it seemed like in the second half is when they really started dominating.
They did.
To me, hey, kudos to the team to make adjustments and fix what was not working in the first half.
Yeah. They'll play Arizona on Thursday night at Hibner. So while we're in Dublin, they'll be taking on Arizona. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back to wrap up Hour 1. We'll do that next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Back, final few minutes of hour number 1 of our Monday night pre-Ireland show for you here on the Huskers Radio Network. We want to tell you about a chance for you to buy some tickets for Husker football for conference-only games. The Big Ten mini plan includes the Indiana, the Illinois, the Minnesota, the Wisconsin games. $200. You can go find out some information about that at huskers.com/tickets. We've been telling you about some tickets available for the North Dakota, Georgia Southern, Oklahoma games. Those are gone. So just the conference. There's some smattering of tickets left for the conference only. So again, if you have an interest in that, huskers.com/tickets. It's been so fun. I follow a lot of people, Jessica, on social media that are already in Ireland.
Yeah,
and putting
right?
up pictures. Our friend Kevin Suits is leading a tour over there. He's been putting up all kinds of pictures.
I saw Erin Sorensen. She was going over there quite a bit before and found the stadium. And yeah, there are a lot of people over there and making the most of being over there.
And more to come.
I've been starting to get text messages like, "Are you there yet? Are you there yet? What are you doing? What's it like?" You know, I had somebody text me this morning thinking about investing and going over there at some point. Need to figure out if that's on my list of places to go. And I said, I'll let you know, because the last time it was fun. I loved it, but it was cold. It was in the winter and it was a whirlwind of a trip. So I didn't get to spend a lot of time. Hopefully we'll be able to check it out a little bit more this week.
It's going to be a lot more daylight for you.
And a little bit warmer, because I'm kind of a weenie when it comes to cold weather.
The sun sets over there about 8:40ish, so a little bit later than here. I think we're down to 8:15 here now. So in fact, the game will start in the daytime, and by the fourth quarter, they'll probably need the lights of the stadium on Saturday night. 5:30
come find us at Buskers if you're listening. And
Buskers, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be out there. 7 o'clock Dublin time is when we'll be out at Buskers.
Yes.
I can't wait. Did you go to Buskers the last time?
I did not go to Buskers, but I heard it's good joint. So
this will be new for you too.
New for me too.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, Huskers are taking off here in just a little bit to get ready to go play some football against the Northwestern Wildcats. They don't leave for another day, so they're another day behind us. They'll get there on Wednesday. Huskers will arrive on Tuesday, and as the coach told you earlier in the hour, they're going to go to the stadium and get them to run around a little bit.
And I'll be there. We'll have a little report for everybody on Husker social media. Yeah. My timing, I don't even know. Until I get there, I won't be able to tell you what time. But also talked to Molly, came in and helped us, Molly Robinson for the Scarlets. And she will be on the plane with the Pep bus, with the Pep's band, Pep band, and they're going to be there as well. They're flying out Wednesday.
They go out. They're flying commercial over there, so they don't get the benefit of the charter flight.
Yeah, but I know we've had some questions of if the band was going to be there. The band's going to be there, and they're leaving out Wednesday. So and she said they have to have some time to adjust too, so that they're ready to perform at peak performance.
Those rascals get to stay Saturday night, so hopefully they're celebrating.
Oh yeah,
a nice Husker win
with some waters and. Didn't you say that?
Lemonade.
Irish water?
Lemonade. Arnold Palmer's. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Week 0, Huskers fans. Over the weekend, Scott Frost met with the media one last time before leaving for Dublin and discussed the importance of this week's game against Northwestern.
Yeah, I would say, I've talked to the team about that, and this game matters as much as the Week 0 game last year. I would, looking back on it, say we were a little too tight going into that game because everybody knew how much it mattered. We're going to go out there and let it rip, and I'm going to have more conversations with them about it. They've earned the right to be confident. I'm sure Northwestern is too. I think they're going to be a really good team this year. But I don't want the guys to worry about anything. We're just going to go out and play the best football we can and try to make great plays.
Elsewhere in Huskers news, Nebraska basketball announced that guard Koran McPherson will miss the upcoming season with a torn ACL he suffered during training this offseason. We wish Koran a speedy recovery. Nebraska women's soccer rallied to beat Oklahoma 2-1 to earn their first win of the season last night after trailing 1-0 at half. Eleanor Dale tallied her first goal of the season, followed by Sadie Waite with the eventual game winner in the 63rd minute. Sammy Hawk, part-time intern here at the Huskers Radio Network and full-time netminder, played the full 90 minutes and made 2 saves in the victory. In pro sports today, lots of storylines coming on the heels of the Week 2 of the NFL preseason. After being traded from the Browns to the Panthers this July, Baker Mayfield was named the Week 1 starter for the Panthers. He'll play the Browns in that game. Tom Brady has returned to the Buccaneers and suited up for practice after taking a leave of absence for personal reasons. And New York Giants defensive end and top draft pick Kayvon Thibodeau dodged serious injury after taking a cut block to the lower leg in a preseason game last night. He's expected to be out with a sprained MCL for 3 to 4 weeks. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's a ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set. Van Treese trips to the near side. Snap back. Stretch play right to Cook. Hit and drop. He'll lose yardage.
Garrett Nelson
firing from the backside. Brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Alexi Rodriguez floats it over. Pass by Eggleston. Tight to the net. Gets it back. Swings. Block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause. The night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back. Play action. Taking a shot. Throwing pass. Caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more. Manning dives. Touchdown. Nebraska.
Light diving dig Hampton and libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker. Great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing. Maddie Kubik kill. 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir. Left side, cuts back at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharp and Jessica Cootie on the Huskers Radio Network.
We are back. Hour number 2 of our Monday night show, our last show of the week from our gorgeous studios here in East Stadium, although JB and John Cook will be here tomorrow night for hour 2 with our volleyball show. Jessica and I are headed here shortly for Dublin, Ireland, and we'll join you from Dublin tomorrow night for the hour before the volleyball show. Huskers practice today, and then I had to go to class. This was day 1 of class, so they probably snuck in a few of those before getting packed up and headed up to Omaha to fly out later tonight. So busy day on campus. Fun time of the year. Everything's kind of back and going. We've got soccer playing. Volleyball goes Friday. Husker football starts on Saturday. Busy hour coming up. We're going to hear from Caleb Tanner, who was named over the weekend as one of the 4 captains for this Husker team. It's Mondays. It's a game week, so Mondays with Matt starts tonight. We'll hear from Matt Davison, his thoughts about camp and getting this team over to Ireland to start the season against Northwestern in just a couple of days. There is a new episode of The Place, which are these fascinating documentaries put together by Husker social media team, and this one deals with Husker volleyball. We'll play you a snippet of that. It's all out. It came out about an hour and a half ago, but it's out there for you to find. We'll play a little bit of it, and hopefully you can go catch the rest of it. It's about Nebraska's marvelous volleyball program. And we'll have our weekend winners all for you. And I could put Caleb Tanner as one of my weekend winners, being named a captain.
Yes. I mean, there's lots of winners we could pick over the weekend around here. The fans and how they showed up, and any 4 of the captains, 2 of them maybe a little bit of a surprise, 2 of them not so much, but Caleb Tanner, one of those guys absolutely that has been a name that we've heard that has stepped into a role and has understood that that's what he needed to do. So here is Caleb Tanner yesterday at the press conference diving into his selection as a team captain. Caleb Tanner, captain, team captain. You heard the announcement last night in front of the team. I know you've been a leader, and you've been a guy that people have talked about being a leader throughout this entire spring, summer, fall camp. But to hear your name called as a team captain, what did that mean to you?
It felt good just knowing that my other teammates was they seen the work that I put in, So it was a good experience being named captain, but I feel like nothing's changed. I feel like I'm still the same Caleb Tanner, and I'm gonna still be. I'm gonna lead these troops out here to Ireland, and we gonna handle our business.
A lot of players, a lot of big name players have come through here and we're in the sea, and it's really special. So what do you think went into you being seen as someone that could be a captain for this team for your teammates?
What do I think went into me?
Yeah. What do you think they saw in you that they believe that you could be a captain of this team?
Probably just my work ethic. I don't know, really. I was surprised, to be honest. I feel like it's just my work ethic and what I put out on that field and the motivation that I give others. Really don't know, to be honest. But I thank them so much for choosing me captain so I can be able to be front line when the troops come in on Saturday.
You told me in the summer that that's kind of a role that you played in high school, and you've been kind of a natural leader, but at what point did you realize you were going to have to step into a more vocal role, more leadership role for this team in particular?
Really when probably like when I knew I was like in the position room, when I knew I was like, okay, like I'm like the oldest in here. I'm like, okay, somebody got to start saying something like, this not how you do this and this how you. So when I realized that, then everything became true.
I've noticed at practice you're a guy that you hype up your teammates and you put your arm around other guys and you're checking on people. Why is that important for you to be that kind of even just a hype you up type of guy too?
Cause really, I don't know. I just know that it makes people feel good. I don't know. I just like make people feel good sometimes. So that's why sometimes I just come through with a smile and I come through the building with a little smile. I just like to see people feel good and make sure they're doing the right thing, because I know we here for a reason. We all here for a reason to get to the next level, and I'm trying to help everybody get to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it.
That's awesome. Can you believe it's finally game week?
Oh, it's game week. Most definitely. I can believe it. I've been believing it. So I'm ready. We ready. So
yeah, how do you feel about where this team ended fall camp and even last week as you got more into game week preparation? Now as you get ready to go on the flight to get to Dublin leading up to kickoff, how do you feel about where this team is at?
Oh, we at a great place. We just had a great practice today, and we're going to have a great practice tomorrow before we leave. And, man, we finishing strong, man. We just got to finish on Saturday. We gonna win. We were ready to win the game early in the week, so we just going down there to handle business real quick and come back.
Coach Frost had talked about last year, maybe the team was a little tight because there was a lot of pressure. It was a conference game, all of that. So and he said, want to be looser and let it fly going into this. How do you guys go about approaching this massive game right off the bat, but also remembering to have a little bit of fun, right?
Right, and like I said before, that's all about just winning the game early in practice. Mm-hmm. So we ready right now. We gonna win. We won the games in practice. We know what it is. We just gotta go down there, execute, play detailed football, come back, get ready for the next game.
One game at a time, right? I know you guys believe in the offense, but with a new offense and typically any season, it takes the offense a little bit longer to get going than the defense. So how much, do you guys take a pride in, hey, we got you here as you guys get going here, you can count on the defense here. We're gonna make stops.
Most definitely. We pride ourselves on that, and the offense knows. The offense been working. So I feel like really the offense doesn't have that time we got to ease into the season. I feel like they're already on that because how hard we've been pressing them in practice. So it's going to be a sight to see on Saturday.
That's awesome. And then just what do you hope personally, as this is game one? I know you have personal goals. What do you need to do to help this team go win a ball game?
What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Lead.
Making plays.
I'm gonna make some plays, but I got to lead first.
Yeah.
So.
And then just matching up with the Northwestern offensive line. I mean, that's a big time matchup. They got some guys that's already been talking about going to the NFL, All-American, all of that. How much do you guys get excited about that type of potential matchup?
We very excited and we ready. I ain't even gonna speak on that too much because we just gonna see the outcome on Saturday. But yeah, they got some good. They got a good old line.
And I mean, just how do you guys go about preparing for a team when there's no film from this year?
How do we go about preparing? Playing fundamental football, sound football, detailed football, and playing Nebraska football really, because really Nebraska football greater than any other football. So when we play that, it's nothing that can beat us. So.
We've heard a lot about the culture that's in place that Coach Chinander set in place for this defense, and that's been working and growing, and that's why there's 3 captains from the defensive side of the ball. How would you describe that culture on the defensive side of the ball?
Oh, the culture on the defensive side of the ball is there. Like we got one way to play football, and that's to go wherever wiggles, we hit it, and that's it, really.
It just kind of supportive of each other, right? It seemed like a really close knit, right?
Family. That defense family, we know everything. We're going to run to that ball. We're going to meet each other there and dap each other up like a Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be a Thanksgiving dinner at the ball. So if you want to eat, meet me at the ball. That's how it is.
Love that. And then just how important is it for you guys to come set the tone here next Saturday?
It's going to be very important. I hope we go out there first. And set the tone for the entire game.
You going to be pushing for Coach Frost to put the black shirts on the field first?
Most def. Now that I'm a captain, I think I have that right. I most definitely will put that in his ear.
Appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
I mean, he cracks me up. He's got such a fun personality, and even off camera, he's so fun. He's one of those guys that I've been saying that is just fun to be around and interact with, and he is so well liked, and that's part of why I think he works hard and he has been a vocal leader, but I think he's just got such a fun personality that people like to be around him. That had to play into why he was a captain too, but you heard it right there. He and Garrett Nelson both are going to be pushing for the black shirts to be on the field first.
I think the best case scenario, win the toss, defer to the second half, Northwestern then forced to take the football, and you put your defense out there against their offense, which we don't know a lot about. I think that'd be the perfect scenario. But if it works the other way, I have confidence Casey Thompson and that group
Wouldn't be
will
a bad thing
roll.
either, because you can get them going
right.
and let them get out on the field,
and
get the feel of it.
Casey's played in a lot of big games.
Yes.
I mean, you've played the Red River rivalry. You have had a lot of eyes on you, and he played very well in that game.
Yeah, and probably, too, for some of these, you got some young players, some players that have never been on this stage.
Right.
Some players that are playing together for the first time. It wouldn't be bad either, because then you sit over there and maybe get a little nervous waiting to get out there. Maybe just get them out there, get them going, get a feel for it right away.
Yep.
Either way, we'll support the decision either way, right?
Absolutely. Can't wait for that moment to come when that coin gets tossed up in the air. Couple of NFL notes real quick for you. Baker Mayfield's been named the starter for the Carolina Panthers, so he beats out an incumbent starter there. I'm kind of happy for Baker. I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland. I've gone on about that in the past. And the mystery of where was Tom Brady has been solved. It was not
the Masked Singer.
It was not the Masked Singer, and I'm kind of disappointed by that. I was really hoping that that's what it was. He was on vacation with his family down in the Bahamas.
Yeah, it got made into such a big deal, and that's all it was spending some time with the family.
And apparently that was set up before he decided to come back and said, all right, I'm coming back, but I'm going to miss 10 days of camp. And the Bucs are going, all right, we'll live with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's proven that he can
be ready to roll. So,
yes.
Good stuff. Great to hear from Caleb in that one. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. It's Mondays. It's game week. It's time for Mondays with Matt. We're back with that next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with PowerPlay ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball first millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with PowerPlay ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball first millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
It's time to amp up the fun, now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. So excited tonight. Our first Mondays with Matt segment, Huskers into a game week. How long has camp gotten shorter now that you're not participating as a player, or is it long and long? Doesn't matter if you're a coach, player, or whatever.
That's a good question. It's long either way. And you just can't wait for a game to finally get here. I mean, I remember as a player just thinking, now we had the same offense, obviously, the whole time I was here. And so by year 2, 3, 4, all of a sudden we're running the same plays, right? And it was like, okay, we're ready to play. So, yeah, I mean, camp gets long. I think, we've had a different schedule this year, 3 practices on and a day off, and we've kind of gone with that. It's kept everybody fresh. I think it's been a great camp, and the guys are ready to play. I mean, obviously a lot has gone into the Ireland conversation and all the logistics around it all. So it's going to be a different game week than normal, obviously, but we're just ready for game time. I think the players are ready. It's been a great camp, and everybody's excited.
A lot of the logistics falls under kind of your umbrella of influence. You've had to kind of oversee a lot of this.
I won't be taking any credit because the guys that really do it are our ops team with Andrew and Austin and the guys down in Mark Meyer and Dave Ellis and Jay Terry in equipment. I mean, those guys have they've been to Ireland. They went over there to check it out, and a couple guys have been over there twice. So Andrew Sims has probably done more than anybody, and there's a lot that goes into it. We're moving more people than we normally do on a road trip. If we take 160, now it's 250 or 260. So we're taking a lot more people. So there's a lot more that goes into that. We're taking more players than we ever take on a normal road trip. And so, there's just a lot of moving pieces to it. We're staying about 30 minutes south of town. And so, just getting to practice, getting to the weight room and, getting to the cultural events, getting to the dinners, moving that many people with buses and the meals and all the things that you have to do, all while trying to get acclimated to a new time zone, 6 hours difference. So there's a lot that's gone into it. The passports were a big part of it, just getting everybody able to travel over there. So a lot of people put in a lot of work is the bottom line, and it's been a long time coming. We thought we were going to go a year ago, and it didn't happen, and now we're going, and I think for our fans that are going, it's going to be an unbelievable opportunity for them and to see a game in a different place, and for our players, it's going to be, crazy fun. But at the same time, they understand we're going over there to play a game, and I think they're going to be really focused on that.
Little different from your days of trying to convince Coach Solich to fly back from the Iowa State road game and the bus home.
My senior year, I worked Coach Solich hard. I was like, Coach, let's fly. We'd fly into Des Moines, drive up 30 minutes. We had to bus over to Iowa State twice when I was here, and I said, it's just far enough, we should get over there in a plane. And he didn't bite. We ended up busing. And it was like a snowstorm, of course. It took us 8 hours to get home, but we won.
Speaking of him, and this is way off track, how about Ohio U naming the field Frank Solich Field?
It's awesome, deserved. He had a big influence on me in my time here. He was my head coach for 3 years, and Coach Osborne recruited me with Coach Brown at the receivers coach, and then I played for Coach Solich for 3 years. And he's a great man. He's a great coach. Has influenced thousands of players in his life, and so he deserves everything he gets. Just an unbelievable guy and a big part of Nebraska football history.
No doubt. All right, Casey Thompson. Coach Frost announced last Thursday night on his radio show Casey wins the job. What have you seen from Casey? What do you like about his game?
Well, I like how he approaches the game. I think he's a student of the game. He has a high football IQ, has great feel in the pocket. He can make the throws. He's an old college football player. He's played a lot, and I think that experience is going to serve us well, especially early in the season, being in a new country. I mean, he's played in big games, and there's really no substitute for that. And, you can be experienced, and if you didn't play well in big moments, maybe it wasn't a great experience because you have some scars. He's played good in big games. And so he has some great memories from playing in big-time games, and that's why he came here. He wants to play in big-time games in front of full stadiums, and the first one will be a little odd over in Ireland, but I just think he's going to have a really good year. I like his approach, and he's had a really good fall camp.
It happened over the weekend at the Boneyard Bash, the announcement of the captains. 3 defensive guys, 1 offensive player. Your thoughts about the 4 captains?
Well, they're all deserving and great young men. Coach Frost has addressed it a little bit already, but, you know, these guys bring it every day, man. They're some of our best players and also our hardest workers, and that's always a good combination. So you have a lot of Nebraska in there with Nick and Garrett, and Travis's roots are from Nebraska, and then Caleb from Georgia. So, you know, we just have I think a great combination of guys that are captains. A whole bunch of guys got votes, and a bunch of guys got a lot of votes. And so, you know, that's good. I think we have really good leadership on both sides of the ball. The defense has probably more tenure, more snaps under the belt. And so it wasn't really that surprising. It ended up 3 on defense and 1 on offense. But there's no doubt with Casey and some of the offensive linemen and Trey Palmer, and, you know, there's other guys on offense that are going to provide great leadership. But those are the 4 guys that will walk out there as captains, and they'll do a great job this year.
This is Coach Frost's 5th year. Was this? It's hard to compare a year camp to camp to camp, but it seems like maybe the most competitive camp that you've had across the board. Defensive backs, wide receivers, running back room, just a lot of competition in a lot of spots.
Yeah, I mean, part of that, you might be right. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to compare year over year, as you said, but when you bring in this many new guys, I think it just, and we brought in guys at semester, and then we brought some new guys in even in the summer. And so there's been a lot of new players at different positions that have added in, and a lot of them are going to play and start, some of them. So that created competition in that room and at different positions. And so, yeah, I think it was a very competitive fall camp. I think, you know, every season you come in, you can pencil in a number of starters, pretty much. You know, this guy's here, you know. But there were some spots this year where you go, okay, you know, it's going to come down to 2 or 3 guys at multiple positions. And it's going to continue to be a great battle at those positions all season long. And it feels, you know, in that way, a lot like when I was here. And I know that was a long time ago. I hate to talk about, you know, 25 years ago. But, you know, we had to show up every day at practice, or somebody was there to take your spot. And you had to show up in games, obviously, or somebody was going to take your spot. And so I think we have some good depth at a lot of positions, and that's created a lot of competition in practice. And so, yeah, it's been very competitive. I think, you know, at the beginning of fall camp, it's offense versus defense, and, you know, it's this big battle. And you know, within the last few days, week or so, you come together as a team and go, okay, now we're playing against somebody else, and you start focusing on opponents. It's been a great fall camp in that way, and I think it's going to serve us well when we get into game time.
All right, let's turn the page to Saturday. Your initial thoughts here on a Monday for Northwestern.
Well, they're always well coached. They're always disciplined. You know, typically we're in really tight games with them. Last year was kind of an outlier where, you know, it kind of got out of hand, and that's not typical for a Northwestern team to have that happen to them. And so, you know, you expect a close game. You expect a very competitive game. They're gonna play hard like they always do for Fitz, and they're gonna remember last year, right? So, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna want a piece of Nebraska. So, you know, it's going to be a good battle, and hopefully we're prepared and go over there and take care of business.
They like to run the football, 2 really good backs. I guess that's probably where it starts for Chins, and then defend the run.
For sure. I mean, I think that's where it starts all the time, pretty much. I mean, you know, the game has changed. Some teams just throw it all over the yard, and but in this game, yeah, I think you have to start stopping the run. I think our defense is solid. I think they're prepared. Coach Dawson took over the whole front this year, so he has the whole front on defense, and we have some really good players in the front line, and this defensive staff has been together for a number of years, and so, you know, I think they have a good idea of what they want to do, what the plan is, and the players have been in the same system, many of them, for a while. So hopefully that experience in the same system serves us well.
Expecting to see over 10,000 Husker fans there. Should see a lot of red. You're probably not surprised by that.
No, I mean, and shoot, it's coming out of the pandemic, and I mean, just a few months ago, it was hard to tell if you were going to, you know, with testing and COVID and travel, and was the game even going to happen even, you know, 7, 8, 9 months ago. And so for this many fans to go, we're not surprised. It probably would have been more had there not been, you know, the craziness of the last 2+ years. But the fans that do go, I think, are going to have, you know, a great experience to see a game in another country. It's a really cool stadium, kind of a smaller setting, and it's going to be really cool. I think our fans are going to have a great time. I know a bunch of people that are going, playing golf, and mixing in football with golf, and some families are going. Sometimes the guys trip. I know a lot of different people that are going. So, the whole point is to go over there and get a W, and that's the goal, and hopefully that makes it for a better trip for our fans.
I know you love golf. You love to watch golf. Who's your favorite Irish golfer?
Oh, boy.
Lots to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say Rory. Just in Northern Ireland, but I obviously he's a great player, but
Padraig Harrington's I think Padraig's from Dublin even.
Yeah, I just think, I like how Rory is so honest, and he's puts himself out there. He says what he's thinking. Seems like a really good guy. I've never met him, but seems like a really good guy and great player. But yeah, I mean, great golf over there. I'd like to do a golf trip over there sometime where I didn't have to work, but so hopefully I can make that happen someday.
Good.
Yeah.
Year 15, here we go. How about that?
Wow.
For you and me.
You and me, 15. So this is...
You're longer than me because you predate me.
19 for me, I think, with sidelines and booth. 19 years. Oof.
You remember much of that sideline year?
I don't. I mean, I did basketball for 15 years too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Well, it'll be fun, buddy.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's turn it around. Get a bunch of wins.
I've already
under
been
our
told
belt.
to be quiet on the plane. From the head coach told me to be quiet. I was going to bring my big boom box and had that cranked up in the back of the plane, but I'm not bringing it.
Hopefully, there's a lot of sleeping going on
Yeah.
on the plane. It's flying overnight, and sometimes it's not that comfortable. But mainly the players. Hopefully, the players get a lot of rest.
All right. We'll see you in the Tribune. I think that's what they call it. It's not a press box. That's where I'll see you Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Out in the open.
Out in the open.
That'll be odd.
Here we go.
Okay, buddy.
Matt Davis
Thanks.
on our first Mondays with Matt. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show coming up next.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator helps physicists uncover the origins and makeup of the universe.
Pass played right side, big hit, Hayden Kubik. Kaboom! She's been impressive.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday, join us for a Nebraska volleyball doubleheader as the Huskers battle the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders and the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Pre-game coverage for Game 1 against the Islanders starts at 10:30 a.m., while coverage of Game 2 against the Golden Hurricanes starts at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way for one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Time to tell you what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker soccer back on the pitch Thursday night at Hibner Stadium. The Arizona Wildcats in town, a 7:05 start for that match. Husker volleyball will play a pair of matches on Friday in the Emeritus Players Challenge. They'll face Texas A&M Corpus Christi in their season opener, 11 a.m. first serve, and then come back that night and play Tulsa at 6:30 for that one. And then they'll wrap up their weekend with Pepperdine on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And Husker football cranked up on Saturday against Northwestern in Ireland. 11:30 for kickoff. Husker game day begins at 7:30. That is what is on tap, presented by Bud Light. A couple hours ago, Jessica, the third edition.
Fourth edition.
Of
Because
the
Bryce
place.
McGowan's Trev was
right.
the first, then softball, women's basketball was the second,
And
and then
Bryce.
Bryce McGowan's draft night was the third.
Explain what the place is for everybody.
Yeah, so it just kind of takes you behind the scenes, telling you about the people and the stories behind Nebraska athletics, really diving into it. And so, yeah, the first episode was Trev Alberts and his leadership and how he got here. The second was the neat relationship between softball and women's basketball, both of them coming off great seasons, the culture that was in place. And then the third was the all-access kind of behind-the-scenes process of Bryce McGowan's hearing his name called in the NBA draft. So, yeah, just more of a diving into giving you a peek at the goings on, really behind some of the things you might not necessarily always get to see if you're just watching games or listening to interviews, but really seeing the stories behind the big stories.
All right, let's let you see and listen in to a little bit of what this latest edition is about.
Texas bumps that left. Sarah made the big swing. Controlled by the Husker Dig. Nebraska's going to get a swing outside. Kelsey Fee off the block and up. They did it! Nebraska national champions! Nebraska's a national champion!
My first year here, we went undefeated and won the national championship. So I'm thinking, yeah, I got this figured out. This is easy. And then when you get your butt kicked a few times, you're like, whoa, I don't even know if I know how to coach anymore. Well, the expectations never change here. Compete and try to win a Big Ten championship. The Final Four is in Omaha. We got to get there and go for it. Try to win a national championship in Omaha.
She did it! Can you believe it? Oh, grandkids! That's number 5. Nebraska wins its 5th national championship.
This is an incredible experience for our student athletes. It's a great statement for our sport.
It shows that Big Ten volleyball is growing. It shows that coverage of NCAA volleyball in general is growing at such a fast pace. And Nebraska volleyball from the beginning, from decades ago, has set the precedent for volleyball. In terms of coverage, they are one of the most well-covered volleyball teams and programs in the entire country. So it just shows how big the support for Nebraska volleyball is nationwide, but especially at the local level.
You want to win, price to pay. That's where we get to start paying it right now. Okay? Every rep is a mindful rep. Every rep is making us better. You got to push yourself to be treasure every time you touch that ball. You get to make a play, all right? So the key is, can mentally we do it for 5 hours today? That's what our challenge is. All right, so bring the energy. We got a great, today's a first contact practice, which means we're not jumping. We jump just a little bit, and we'll jump a little bit when we serve. Otherwise, it's all about first contact, which is serve, pass, out of system, set. Pretty much it. We're gonna work on some footwork and some patterns in the middles, but it'll be nice and controlled. Okay, here we go. Nebraska Huskers! Every year is a new adventure, new team, and new journey, and you can't say, oh, this is what we did last year. And
we have to take into account last season just because we have so many young people on our team, and we don't want any of our young people to think that we just end up in a national championship on accident.
I just think that experience is going to help us this year, but at the same time, we don't want to bank on the fact oh, we made it last year, we'll make it this year. It's like a completely new year. We have such a new team.
Recognize that this is an entirely new season and everyone's starting fresh, and use it as fuel, but definitely recognize that this is a completely different season.
That's one area we can get better from last year is our transition game. We can score more points in transition, base level of where we need to go, and it's got to be better and better every day. But you guys did some good stuff in there, but you can see there's a lot going on in that drill. It's fast, and we've got to get really good at that.
I think right now we're a very raw team. We have Caitlin Horde just was training at a different college for 4 years.
Caitlin Horde from Penn State is one of the best players in the country, in my opinion. She's a 4-time All-American. She is great defensively, offensively. She was a really big get for them. They need some production out of that middle.
She definitely is a wise player. You can tell that she's played at a high level for a long time, and I think she's going to really help lead this team.
I chose Nebraska just because it's a very genuine place. Everybody's here for the athletes. They want to see them succeed, so I think it's a great place to fall back in love with the sport.
We've had teams with more talent. We've had teams with less talent. It's all about who's going to be the best team, and are they going to play with ultimate trust.
We have a lot of great pieces. We have a lot of just amazing athletes in general. If we can get our relationships to translate from off the court, on the court, I think we'll be extremely successful because we'll be able to trust each other, and just translating those relationships will help us succeed a lot.
So Husker volleyball, boy, fans are certainly excited. Nearly a sellout crowd for the red-white scrimmage of the night. Can't wait for this to get going. The #1 team in the country. Target on their back, but I think they're okay with that.
I think they are too. I mean, of all the programs, there are some programs in some sports that this is not good for them. I mean, how many times have we see men's basketball teams go be #1 and then they lose the next game?
Yep.
That happens all the time.
Yep.
But Nebraska volleyball is a program that can handle those expectations. There's no doubt about it.
And as we said earlier in the segment, it starts Friday, 11 a.m. against Corpus Christi. All right, we'll take our final break of the night, come back with our weekend winners. That is coming up next.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News.
A record 54 Husker students earned the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship in the 2021-2022 academic year. This nationally competitive scholarship provides funding for study and internship abroad opportunities for high-achieving students who might not otherwise be able to afford them. Recipients include students from Crete, Norfolk, North Platte, Raymond, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
For our final segment of the night, our final segment from Lincoln, Nebraska. For us, for the week, we'll be in Dublin tomorrow night with an hour before the volleyball show, which we will send back here to the studios for JB and John Cook tomorrow night. Time to tell you that if you want to see some Husker football, we still have some tickets available for the Big Ten games. It's a Big Ten mini plan. $200, and that includes the Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin games. You can find information about that at visit huskers.com/tickets. All right, time for the weekend winners. Jessica, lead us off.
Well, you mentioned it a little bit, but Baker Mayfield is my winner. I mean, got to work with him a little bit at Oklahoma. Really just so glad for him, and tough situation in Cleveland, just all around, so much drama, and I don't think they treated him right. And then just for Deshaun Watson to come in, everybody knows my sentiments about that whole ordeal. And so for him to land and then to be named the starting quarterback, Andrew and I, literally the week that it went down that Baker got traded, you guys were both off, and we sat here and talked about it. And I said that I thought he would win it, but not for week one. But that's how he is. He's just a guy that is driven by the doubters, driven by that hate, and he at Oklahoma had just, his locker was just full of newspaper clippings and people that have said these things. It drives him, it motivates him. So you doubt Baker Mayfield, a lot of times that comes back to bite you. And so good for him to fight back, to win the starting job. But Andrew's got to go along with that winner, because he actually picked Baker Mayfield to be the starting quarterback. I did not. So he always gripes that we never give him enough credit for picking right. He actually picked right, because he actually, I believe, had Baker Mayfield starting week one. I did not.
The revenge tour has started.
Yes.
It has started.
It's a good start. Good start. I almost called you Baker. Good start to the year, Andrew.
Pickett going to start in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
He might, right?
I think he's definitely narrowed the gap. I wasn't going to make him my winner just because he's
I know,
closing, but
he may start.
He's looking really good.
Yeah.
He's passed every test so far.
Good.
Yeah.
How about your winner?
I'm going to actually pick one off the radar here. I was debating with several Husker volleyball players that would be worthy nominations. You guys talked about a lot of them, but Whitney Lonstein, to me, was one of the standouts in that red-white scrimmage. JB talked about it a lot during the broadcast. He was talking about how she is really kind of, you see the growth in her game physically, how much more she's improved. She has been, I forget what her stats total was, but it was really good. You heard her name all night in that red-white scrimmage. So I'm going to go Whitney Lonstein.
She's going to be fantastic.
Hey, how about this, too? Courtney got her gold glove.
She did. That could have been your winner.
I know. That is amazing. That is a gold glove.
I'll tell you what, I had a little chill Saturday night flipping on the radio and listening to JB and Lauren. I was like, this is great. We're ready to roll. And then you mentioned Courtney. I'm going ball, bat, sport. I'm going the guy that has lit New York up in the last 24 hours. Nate Fisher, the former Husker pitcher, made his major league debut yesterday. Most Mets fans are like, who's this guy? He goes out and throws 3 scoreless innings against the Phillies. Nate was a starter, Darren Erstad's last year in 2019. So by the time he got signed later that summer, he only had a couple of weeks left of of minor league baseball. And then 2020 hit, and minor leagues didn't play. So he goes and takes a job at one of our great sponsors, FNBO. He's like in the commercial loan thing. And then the Mariners pick him up, pitches some for the Mariners. They let him go at the end of last season. The Mets picked him up, started him this year in Double-A. Then he went to AAA. His numbers were pretty good. They brought him up yesterday, and what a debut. That's awesome, isn't it?
I had East Coast friends who are huge Mets fans texting me yesterday asking me, who's Nate Fisher? Who's this guy? He's great. We love him. And I said, well, Nebraska just became Mets fans this year. So,
so happy. I was texting with Coach Erstadter yesterday about this. This is just a marvelous story, and the national media jumped all over it. He goes from a commercial lender to pitching in the big leagues in a year. It's like a movie. You could make a little movie out of that.
Thinking Disney's probably going to jump on that.
There will be a 30 for 30 or one of their.
He's got to keep going now. I mean, it can't just be one good outing. He's got to keep it going. But so happy for Nate. That is fantastic for him and a lot of fans. I saw some guys in the equipment room earlier today who knew Nate when he pitched here just a couple years ago. It's awesome to have him in the big leagues. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We got to go to the airport. Are you confident that you have everything you need?
I think I overpacked. Yeah. I've been packing for like a week.
I think I'm confident that I got everything I need, but I guess we'll find out when we get over there. So, here we go. This is going to be awesome to start the season in a new country. Amazing.
Yes. I mean, it's just been so long and a long time coming. We've been talking about it, and it's finally here. And I think I'll feel more like it's here when we land to get on that field on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
In about 18 hours.
Yes.
From now.
Yeah. Once
Crazy.
we walk out on the field and see them kind of running around, it's okay.
It's real.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Unbelievable. It's been a long summer, but a fun summer, and then now here we go. Volleyball is underway, soccer, and now the Husker football team. This is a big undertaking. Over 200 people are going to be on this flight tonight across the pond to go over there. A lot of the equipment is already there. We saw some pictures on social media today from the Nebraska Equipment Group setting up a locker room over there. So a lot of their big bins have already arrived.
Yes.
And apparently the black shirts are there too.
Yes, and hopefully as soon as we know, we'll be able to tell you about it. Maybe it'll happen when we get there, but the black shirt's going to be being handed out over there. But just, I've said this and I'll say it again. I've seen the locker room. It's not an easy task to get that
Tiny.
prepared for a football team. So the fact that they've been able to do that, it's all set up, it's ready to roll. Just again, cannot say enough about Jay Terry and his staff and all the people that have made this possible, because it is no easy undertaking. And I know the players are so appreciative. They're excited, and I think they are absolutely ready to roll.
Phenomenal job by them. I think Eric Chinander will announce it Wednesday. We hear from him and Mark Whipple Wednesday. That'll be our next practice report for you on Wednesday night show from Ireland, and then we'll hear from the head coach on Thursday when he meets with the media after their final kind of tune-up for the game.
And we'll be there with the digital crew kind of covering this team along the way. So Huskers social media, and then we'll have it for you on Sports Nightly. We've got it covered.
Yeah.
We're on across all of our platforms. So anything you want to know from Ireland, we got you.
If you're there or headed there, if you know people that are there and they want to kind of hang out with some Husker people, we will be at Buskers. It's Huskers with a B, Buskers, no relation to Nebraska.
Somebody told us what that was the other day.
There was a long list of what it's about. I'll have to read all that up on. But we'll be there Wednesday and Thursday night, starting at 7 o'clock Dublin time. So if you know somebody or you're headed yourself, come on by. Love to see folks out there at Buskers.
Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common sense agronomy, the shake 'em up yields. Because we're born and raised here too. And we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation.